Okay, hi guys. Thanks everyone for getting on. It's good to see such a great turnout for the lovely Anna Bonasera. I love saying your name because it just sounds like foreign. So I feel like it's sexy or something. Is it Italian or?
Yeah, it means good night in Italian.
Oh, I like it, Anna Bonasera. Anyway, tonight Lucy's going to be co-hosting with me, which is going to be cool. So we're going to take it in turn to ask questions. First of all, Anna, for those people that haven't had the pleasure of meeting you, could you please tell them who you are, what position you're in the company, maybe what you did before Juice Plus and kind of where you're at now?
Yeah, sure. So, my name is Anna Bonasera. I've been in the business now for over 2 years. I have three children. I have three boys. Nathaniel will be 4 this month, and my twins are 2.5. So when I started, the twins were 3 months old, and Nathaniel was 18 months. So I had three children and two. It was pretty crazy. I wasn't working, obviously, because I'd literally couldn't have any way of doing it, and kind of was looking for a way to lose weight, more or less. And I'd started doing this sachet diet, which you basically mix powder with water and call it food, and it was very ridiculously scary. Actually, I turned out to be a horrible person on it because I was so moody because I wasn't eating enough, and I just said, I need to stop. I need to find something that is actually making me feel better, have more energy, eating proper food. And then I found Juice Plus by someone posting on Facebook the food that they were eating more than the products. And that's what I really fell in love with, was the idea of that this is really a whole food, whole family plan. I was cooking one meal not only for me, but for my boys, for my friends, my mum, my dad, anyone who was coming for dinner. I didn't have to cook 2 different meals. It wasn't a diet. So I lost 3 stone in 6 months, and I've kept it off now. And I've just, I don't weigh myself anymore, but I just shape have changed a lot. But in terms of business wise, before, obviously I was, had one child before two. I had left drum school to have Nathaniel. And then I had done some pub part-time work, and then another kind of actually a network marketing company, but I didn't actually know what network marketing was then. It was more like body shop type of thing, selling stuff. But I couldn't actually carry that on when I had twins, because my partner at the time moved away to Birmingham. I live in Oxford, to do a teaching degree. So I didn't have anyone to look after Nathaniel to go and do these parties, but also I had a massive bump. So I couldn't carry around this case anymore because I had 2 babies in my belly. So they actually eventually closed down my account without even telling me. So obviously I wasn't kind of in the mood to start anything at home again once the twins had arrived. But when I started my journey, I kind of fell in love with the products and the plan, that it kind of just seemed natural that I should do it. And I just started posting on Facebook basically what I was eating, my journey, how I was losing weight, how the boys were eating it too, about the Chewies and the Children's Health Study. And that's kind of just how I gained most of my customers and my team members, is through Facebook and showing our journey as a family. I'm a senior sales coordinator. Building my own big brands now, which I'm expanding even more. We have the First Steps to Health, which is based around the Children's Health Study. It's a free group on Facebook for parents to go for support, advice, and we also share testimonials for the Children's Health Study. And then I also have my own brand called Booty Camp. So that's more health and fitness in terms of targeting helping mums lose weight, helping women shape their body into who they want to be, feel more confident. And then also business wise, I have a Mama CEO, so I blog and I do a lot of kind of mentoring through business ways as well. So yeah.
That's so cool. What I remember about you, Anna, is when you spoke at Brighton last year, and you did your amazing story about how you were doing the products, but I loved your kind of take on it, because it was very much based around the Children's Health Study, which I think we're going to talk about in a little bit, and how you make it food fun, which is what kind of attracted me to you and the way that you did things. So I'm going to pass you over to Lucy for the next question.
Hi, Anna.
Hi.
My first question is, what would be your top tips for making the business successful as a mum with children?
Probably my first one would be, don't worry, and to try and be relaxed. Like, I'm a very relaxed person anyway, so like if I have to choose between cleaning the house one evening and doing my business, I will choose my business. And I don't care, because let's face it, it's just going to get dirty again in the morning. So like, if the toys are out all over the floor all night, just don't even worry about it, because what you're doing now is going to make such a massive difference in terms of your family's financial future. So like, don't worry, don't stress, just try and relax about things and just be laid back. Another thing that's good, if you've got children who are kind of at the age that can understand, is to do a family vision board. So to explain to them, to understand why you are doing this. So why does mummy need to do some time? You know, why does mummy sometimes need to do calls like this? Like, Nathaniel's just gone to bed watching a movie. You know, he understands I have to do this so that we can go to Disneyland. That's our bargaining chip, is like, we're going to Disneyland, so mummy has to work sometimes, or we are not getting there. So, and you know, it's like asking them what they want. What do they want to do? Obviously, I want to go to Disneyland too, but he wants to go first and foremost. But yeah, so that'd be tip number 2. And then another one would be time as well, time management. So this is different for different people. Like, some people are really organized and like, you know, get it scheduled, like this 10 minutes, that 10 minutes, this 10 minutes. I am not like that. I've really, really tried, but I can't be that schedule person. So what I suggest to people is that you set, if you can only do an hour a day, do an hour a day, and do a power hour. So you turn off all your notifications, you turn your phone off if you have it on airplane mode or whatever, log out of Facebook, so you do not get distracted from what you are supposed to be doing, okay? And you break your hour down into 6 10-minute sections. And before you start, you plan what you're going to do in those 10 minutes, okay? So you might want 15 minutes for one thing and 20 minutes for another, or 5 minutes for one thing, but however you want to do it, you work it out. So whether that's like you do 10 minutes on setting up posts, 10 minutes on messaging people, 10 minutes on catching up on messages maybe, 10 minutes on finding content for new posts to give value to your customers or to your Facebook profile, or 10 minutes reading, for example, whatever it is, break it down and make sure you schedule that in. So if you really know you've got a massively busy day, get up at 6 and do it 6 till 7, or if you've got just like 1 hour in the evening, do it 7 till 8 or 8 till 9. But, if you can do it, just power hours are really, really good. And it's a really great way of being productive as well. Because I think a lot of the time, especially being a mum, you kind of think you're busy, but sometimes you're not being very productive. So power hours are really great.
Okay, thank you.
Awesome. Lucy, I'm interested. What do you think your kids would put on your family vision board?
I couldn't even imagine. Kieran's would be completely unrealistic at the start. I know it would. Probably everything Peppa Pig or Thomas. He'd be easily pleased.
Oh. So good. I like the idea of having this like joint family vision, because I think, especially if you've got a partner or like you said, the kids want your attention, I think that's a really good way of making them understand, which is nice. Cool. Okay, so I wanted to ask Anna, how has the Children's Health Study solidified your business?
Okay, so the Children's Health Study, for those of you who don't know what it is, it's basically a sponsorship program where an adult takes the premium capsules or the fruit and veg, and the child gets the chewies or the capsules depending on age for free. So this is from ages of 4 to 21, as long as they're in full-time education, and it's a minimum of 12 months and a maximum of 4 years that they are getting this free nutrition, okay? It's a minimum of 12 months. This means you have a customer for 12 months, okay? So this means when you're going for the bigger promotions, like that Dan and Harry are going through now, they're going through payline promotions. This might not make any sense to you, but the more you hear it, the better it is. Okay, so all of those, that collectively over the months will add up to your pay line, and it will really make it sustainable, because you won't have to be going out every 4 months and finding new customers. Like when I first started, and I get that 10-day countdown on the back office that says the next shipment's going out in 10 days, and I start to panic, and you go, oh, for God's sake, I've got to mess them. Do they want any more? What if they don't like it? What if they don't want to reorder? You know, you don't have that worry with Children's Health Study, because you know for at least the next, 12 months, you've got that customer solid. And, as long as you're making sure that they're having a positive experience, checking in with them, building that relationship, giving any value you can, why wouldn't they stay with you for the full 4 years? Why wouldn't they stay with you for life? Why wouldn't they buy more things from you, families have a busy lifestyle. Why wouldn't they want the bars? Why wouldn't the mum want the boosters? Why wouldn't they want some shakes for the morning to make smoothies for everyone? These are family customers, are ones that are going to keep coming and keep buying from you. So, that's why it's really solidified my pay line, and anyone who kind of uses it is because it is a sustainable income for you. It's like living in it's like owning a house and renting it out for a whole year.
Yeah. I remember seeing your slides where you'd done like kids parties and like fun like fetes and things, and Anna makes like trains out of peppers and all sorts of different vegetables.
Yeah.
She makes like eating fruit and veg fun. Like if you want a cool mum, you want Anna to be your mum, definitely.
I hope the boys feel like that.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, Lucy.
I feel like you've probably answered this a little bit already, but how do you get a good balance between mum and business?
I don't know, to be honest. I'm pretty much all over the place, but I spend majority of the day I will spend with them. I will sometimes check in and do emails, or this morning, like I had a call, but my dad came around and sat with the boys while I did that. I think it's just, I think you have to schedule your time as well. Different things work for different people. Like currently the boys aren't in full-time education. The twins are only going 2 mornings, just starting preschool, and Nathaniel's going about 4 or 5 sessions a week. So that I'm going to have more time now, because they're going to be going into school more. And some mums might have all day. I don't know what I'd do with all day though. I'd go crazy, I think. But so I think another good thing that Alex Webb actually taught Emma Snedden, who taught me, is to do clocks. So I don't have mine with me, but you have like basically do on a piece of paper, you draw a circle and you do like 12 all the way round, and then you do another one that's the same. So one's AM and 1 PM, and you block out the different colours. So you sleep from 12 at night till 7 in the morning or whatever it is. Then you block that out, and then you say you wake up like half an hour before the kids and do half an hour work then. And then you put your phone in a drawer, and that's it. Breakfast time until they go to school is for the children. Then you have like 2 or 3 hours while they're at preschool. Then you have lunchtime with them. So, if you really want to, see that you have that balance, clocks are a really good thing. There's a video on YouTube, so I can give that to you, Harriet, and you can put that in your group if you want as well.
Yeah, that would be amazing. I think sometimes like you said, you think you're busy all the time and you're not necessarily being productive. So I think clocks would be a great way for a lot of us to actually identify for ourselves where we're spending our time as well.
Yeah.
I wanted to kind of switch up a little bit and ask you, what's your strategy for getting team members to SDD? And obviously, at the moment, our team as a collective are focusing on clubs. Obviously, clubs build your pay line. Clubs mean you get paid more, and they solidify your business. So what's your sort of strategy for getting a new person to SDD?
So they've got to be on the product, for one thing. Have to be, if they aren't already, they have to be taking the product. And I would personally recommend that they take the premium capsules, CHS if they can, because you can sponsor any child. If you don't have a child, you can still sponsor a child. Yeah. But obviously depending on their budget. But I will always say that, people will buy what you are buying. So just to bear that in mind once they're doing it. And then we kind of have a document which I send them. It's called Broke to Boss, and it basically gives them a few kind of what the business is and stuff, and gives them a few tasks. One thing that Eric Worry did actually at GoPro Manchester in November was talking to your hot market. So you have your warm market, and then you have your hot market, who is like the people you would ring in case of emergency. You know, if you had to go to hospital, you'd ring these people, and you're just kind of saying to them, look, I need a favour. I've just started a new business. I really need some product testers. Would you be willing to do this? You know, it's £20. I really appreciate the help. Can I count on you? And then, you know, sending out as many of those as you can. You know, if you kind of burn out your hot market, go into your warm market, and just be really open and honest. You know, not be too juice plusy. You know, I think that can put people off, but building that curiosity, looking into attraction marketing. So you kind of, you know, you've got the honey, the bees come to you rather than giving them everything on your Facebook already. And just sharing your story as you go. And then I really recommend that, you know, when you're getting towards the end of the month, to put on a in-home event. That's what I did to get to SCD, and it worked really well for me. So I really recommend doing in-home events, cooking food for people, because people like food. So you know, offering, you know, especially if you're posting your food as you go and it looks really nice, you got to make sure it looks nice, otherwise people aren't going to want to eat it, are they? Mm-hmm. So you know, we had like honey sausages that were like on plan, we had like chocolate that was on plan, brownies that were on plan, you know, sweet potato chips and stuff, and basically people just came. I think they just, you know, they bought because they were there. They like bought into my food. They buy into you. So why wouldn't they buy into the product? And if they can see, you know, your transformation, whatever way it might be, whether it's just you've got loads more energy, you know, they can see the difference in that. So I think that's a really, really key thing, is to do an in-home event to get to SDD, definitely. And then that's where you start getting your team members as well, because you kind of go to them, oh, well, you'd be really good at this. I'd love to work with you. It'd be fun. It's cool. Let's do it together. Yeah, so I think that's kind of a few tips on how to get to SDD.
Amazing. Thank you. We've just set up a new system where we make, whether you're like 2 minutes in the business or 2 months in the business, like everyone has to do a home event in the first week of the month. And I think, like you said, it's a great way, because you can actually lean on your hot market and your warm market, say, look, come on, like I'm doing this event and I'm nervous. Please, can you come with me? Like, please, can you pop round to make, like, I remember Alex got Romy to just fill a seat at an event, and now she's an NMD leg for him. So you can never take for granted someone in your family's like supporting you. My mum personally doesn't really support the business that much, but she rang me up the other night saying, oh, Harriet, Tracy Ash, she's trying to get hold of you, she wants some Juice Plus. So I did say to her, Mum, I'm going to sign you up as a distributor, you know, one of these days. But amazing, thank you. Lucy, you've got one more question, I think.
Last one. Do you find most of your sales come from other mums that you interact with that are similar to you?
Yes. I'm pretty sure. I'm just trying to think. Yes, I get the majority of my customers are probably definitely mums, people who I've either like met through Facebook or that I've known, you know, from school and stuff from the past. Not all mums, a lot of women, more women. Men tend to ask and then they don't tend to buy. I think they're just after something else necessarily. But yeah, so definitely more mums. I think who you are is who you attract, and you know, you can relate to those people, you know what they've been through. You know, I watched something last night as a TED talk. It was called about starting with why, and you know, people, you know, why did people follow Martin Luther King? It wasn't because, you know, he was a special, you know, guy. You know, like there were other people who had been mistreated and stuff, but they followed him because they believed what he believed, and that's what he kind of talked about. So, you know, talking about what you believe in attracts other people who are like, you know, they nod and agree with you. Yeah, I believe that too. That's my beliefs. So yes, definitely work with more people who are similar to me.
Okay, thank you.
Great. I think that goes with your mindset as well, doesn't it? Like if you're a negative person, or if you find yourself down in the dumps, you find yourself surrounded by people that are also down in the dumps.
Yeah.
So that's why personal development is so key. Cool. My final question for you then, Anna, and this is kind of like the kind of like the $1 million question from MLM Nation.
Yeah.
First of all, why is this business so great for busy people? But following on from that, if you were to be, you know, shipped off in a box somewhere with no contacts and like a new phone, how would you build this business again? And maybe what would you do differently?
Okay, why it's so good for busy people is because majority of people have one of these nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Might not have one necessarily as big as mine, but everyone has a smartphone, and there are so many people out there. Okay, no, everyone has a pain out there of what, either health or, you know, wanting more time. You know, do people really want to be sat in an office 9 to 5 while like we're all sat out in the sun sunbathing? No, people don't really want to be. You know, times have changed so much. You know, look how much the phone has developed in the past like 10 years, but why are we still working the same way? It doesn't make any sense. So, you know, this is why this network marketing as a profession is the development that is coming. It is coming now, so you're in at the right time, definitely. So it's perfect for busy people because you can fit it into any part of your day, even if you have to sneak off to the toilet and answer a few questions. If I was starting again from scratch, I would go to lots of mummy groups. I would join the gym. I would be friendly, make lots of friends, go to networking groups as well, or I actually started my own networking group for mums. So because I found that I couldn't really go anywhere because nowhere wanted children. So I now do my own one where I can bring my children if I need to. So yes, I would just make lots of friends and network. But what you're interested in as well, so your hobbies. So don't join the gym if you're not interested in the gym. Like join a class that you're interested in instead, or go dancing, or yeah.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Anna, and massive well done to Lucy as well for hosting. I just want to say, if obviously this call, you're a mum, you're someone who has based their business around exactly who you are, which is what you've talked about. And so for everyone that's on the call, I imagine everyone has taken something really powerful away from that. But even if you're the complete opposite to Anna and you think, well, I'm not a mum and none of that relates to me, find how what she said, the fundamentals, relate to you in your life. So what she's talking about is that attraction marketing, and who you are is who you attract, and start thinking about how cleverly Anna's done it and how you could maybe make it relate to your lifestyle, and what groups could you join and what could you get involved in, and how could you market yourself to the right people that are like you and similar to you. So massive thank you, Anna. Can't wait to see you in Bournemouth.
Me too.
I'm so excited. And yeah, we shall see you then. Thank you very much for getting on.
You're welcome.
Okay.